Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back from the ad break. You are still watching Prime Live. We are delighted to have Aisha, Boipelo, Carol, Mphahlele, a captivating TikToker with us to celebrate Social Media Day. Now, we will be delving into Aisha's remarkable journey of faith, capturing her reversion to Islam on social media and showcasing the transformative impact of these platforms on her life. Assalamu alaikum, Aisha. Welcome to Prime Live.
Walaikum salam, Aisha.
This is so weird. We both Aishas. I'm very, very happy. Okay, can we please talk about the moment where you decided to share your reversion to Islam on social media? Because you could have kept it private. What made you or what motivated you to say, I'm going to share my journey of Islam on social media?
I just wanted people to know the beauty of Islam, for people to understand Islam and, yeah, just for them to stop with the stereotyping and the misconceptions.
Mm, that is beautiful. Can you tell us about how you handled the reaction from your followers? Because I'm sure some were shocked, some were happy, some were questioning obviously a lot. How did you handle all of that?
It was a bit overwhelming, I don't want to lie, because, when you are new to Islam, like a lot of things go through your mind. Like you are just not perfect, and you want to be perfect, and you're on this journey, and people are judging, and you have a lot of people just saying nonsense. But overall, I don't want to lie, I had I had a positive. I would say, was it positive? I want to say it was 50-50. I don't want to say everything was positive, but
Mm.
yeah, I did have negative people who were just trying to bring me down, but they didn't. So yeah, Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, you stayed at the top. And another thing that I want to ask is that before, because I discovered your page after you became Muslim. Like, I don't think I've seen you before that. Have you always been a
Yeah,
TikToker, or did you go hard on the whole influencing and TikToking thing after you converted to Islam?
I've always been one. I was on Instagram. I never liked TikTok. I
Mm.
don't know how I ended up on TikTok. I don't know what happened, but I'm on TikTok nowadays. No, not nowadays. A lot of the
Yeah.
times. So I've always been someone who's bold. I have a strong personality. I feel like I can handle social media. So yeah,
Mm.
I did have Instagram before it became. Yeah, I did. Go fella, I'm very clever. You would never see my hijabless pictures online. I'm very
Mm.
vacker. Everything is gone. So
Woo!
you can't say I was never a Muslim.
Yeah.
You get my point? Yeah.
You
So
did a
yeah, I
whole
feel like, yeah,
rebranding.
I've always been in the game.
Yes, okay, that's beautiful. And obviously, after
Alhamdulillah.
you announced to people that you are now Muslim, your online presence evolved. How has that
Yeah.
been like for you, seeing your followers growing, seeing the love? We're not going to talk too much about the hate
About
because
the
we don't
hate.
care,
Yeah.
but the love that you have been receiving, and also, the impact that you've been having on people who want to learn about Islam. How has that been for you?
It has been, I don't even know what to say. Subhanallah, this is very beautiful. A TikTok video can make somebody fall in love with Islam. It's so easy to spread Islam. You get my point. It's so easy to educate someone about your own religion. So for me, it was just great. Mashallah, it was just great. We have people becoming Muslims on my life, on the life on TikTok. You get my
Mm.
point. People are becoming Muslims almost every day because they just see a TikTok video. So subhanallah, I'm very grateful. Alhamdulillah, this was meant to be. I was meant to be in this type of situation for me to influence people. You get my
Mm.
point? For people to see the beauty of Islam through me. Because you don't get many Muslims like me, especially where I'm from, in the village. You don't get Muslims like me. So I did shock a lot of people. But Alhamdulillah, people are learning step by step. Yeah, obviously, nobody's perfect.
Mm. That's very true. And I think also when you became Muslim, obviously your knowledge of Islam was very limited. And where did you find the confidence to decide, I'm still going to share my journey, even though I don't know much about Islam, I'm going to learn with other people? Because you find that there are other people that came into the fold of Islam, but they are scared of sharing their spiritual journey because they feel like, what if someone asks me something and I don't know how to answer? So, how did you manage that? And what advice do you have for those people who are scared of sharing their spiritual journey?
I would say, just do it. Just do it. Just do it for the sake of Allah. Fix your intentions. Know why you're on social media. Know why you want to educate people about Islam. Your intentions are very important. You get my point? With me, I woke up one morning, and decided to just make one video about the niqab. That's how I came to TikTok. It was just about the niqab because somebody said to me that I'm unmarried. And I was like, okay, I don't have a ring, but why do you say I'm unmarried? That person said, because you're not wearing the thing that closes your eyes. Then I was like, wow. So people really think the niqab means you are married. So then I made that video educating people about the hijab and the niqab. And it just blew off. And people liked that video. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to educate people. So that's how my journey started. I just told myself, I'm just doing it for the sake of Allah. And everything, it fell into place. Alhamdulillah. Don't be scared.
Mm.
Just
Alhamdulillah,
do
that's
it.
beautiful. Just do it. And
Just do it.
in terms of social media, we do know that social media can also be a very dark place because there's a lot of, scrutinizing, criticism that comes, even though you're doing something great and you're sharing positivity on Islam and engaging in, people learning about Islam, it can come with a lot of bad people and bad comments, and people can just criticize you for no reason. How do you make sure that you as Aisha stay on top of all of that?
I block. I'm the queen of block. I don't want to lie, Aisha. I will never lie to you. I block negative energy. You won't bully me on my own page while the block button exists. I'm sorry. I won't be like I'll make dua for you, but you'll be blocked.
Hmm.
I'm sorry. I don't want to be rude or anything, but I'm
Hmm.
the queen of block.
Hmm.
I feel like Aisha, people have this thing out. Yes, you are entitled to your own opinion.
Hmm.
But you have to be kind. You get my point? There's no need to be rude or offensive. Social media, it is a good thing, but it also comes with disadvantages. You can win or lose with social media. So I block people, Aisha. I just leave it. I'll make dua for you, but I'm still going to block you. Astaghfirullah, but I'm being honest.
Okay, I'm sure. In just by estimation, how many people do you think you've blocked so far from your TikTok?
1.5.
Yo, okay, but you've got a huge following, so it would make sense as to why you would have but you block a lot. I mean,
Yeah,
1,500. I mean,
every
500
day.
rand. I'm always thinking of
Aisha,
money.
people
One
try me
thousand
every
five
day.
hundred is a lot.
Yo, you should see my block list.
We should have a day where we just discuss and go through your blog list one
Yeah,
day.
yeah,
But
yeah, one day.
one day, because wow, that's very interesting. And also, besides the criticism and the bad side that we
Mm,
spoke about, there's also a good
yep,
side, the rewarding side. I'm sure you've
the rewarding
experienced
side.
very beautiful stories. Maybe someone accepted Islam. What has been the most rewarding side of you sharing your journey to Islam on social media?
The most, I feel like, somebody became Muslim on my life. I was blown away. It was just so easy for someone to become Muslim. Like it took us 5 minutes. That guy just said he wants to become a Muslim. He
Hmm.
said he's been watching my videos and he wants to become a Muslim.
Hmm.
And he took his shahada, and it was just so, alhamdulillah, I have no words. And I knew, in that time I knew this is why I'm doing what I'm doing. I want people to see the beauty of Islam. I want people to see Islam not just as a religion, Islam as a way of life. So
Hmm.
I would say also being here, it's like this is nice. Alhamdulillah, I don't want to lie. This is very
Hmm.
nice. So being here is also, it's also nice. You guys are giving me a platform to just be myself. I love it over here.
Yes, we love it for you, girl. Listen, it's very interesting, and I just like that you are very authentic to who you are, regardless of what platform you're on. We still get the same version of Aisha, so that's a very beautiful thing. But before we let you go, as we wrap up our conversation, what is one key message about social media and faith that you'd like to share with the audience?
With the audience. When it comes to social media, I would say be careful. Be careful. It's never that deep, but sometimes it's deep. And you know what? Potatoes are gonna potate, rotis are gonna rotate, haters are gonna hate, but Allah is the greatest.
Yes.
Just be on your deen and pray your 5 daily salah. Allah will do the rest. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, Aisha. I mean, this was a great way of commemorating Social Media Day with you today. It's Social Media Day, and it's definitely a great one because we are having a conversation with you, and just by hearing your journey and how you handle social media and all the advices that you've given us and the viewers at home. So, Jazakallah so much for joining us and just for sharing your journey with us.
Thank you, Aisha. Jazakallah khair.
Jazakallah so much. Hoping to host you soon, inshallah.
Inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Viewers at home, that was such an amazing conversation that I had with Aisha, Boipelo, Carol, Mphahlele. You know, just who's a captivating TikToker, also an Instagrammer. She's not just big on TikTok, she's also big on Instagram. She's making waves. Make sure that you do show her some love, follow her, and interact with her. But that was our way of commemorating Social Media Day. But without wasting any time, let's go to an ad break. We'll see you right after this.